As I just mentioned, Turkish planes have been bombing Kurdish positions in northern Syria. People are being killed again. There are concerns about the plight of the Kurdish people, who have no nation of their own, have been brave allies in the fight against Islamic State, but are seen as dangerous enemies by Turkey. Donald Trump made a surprise announcement this week that US troops would be withdrawn from the area, something that was always going to happen. The timing is the key issue here, but this has increased the uncertainty as the US, Australia and European nations urge restraint from all sides, especially Turkey. There are no easy solutions here. We fear for the safety of millions of Syrian refugees in the region, worry about the resurgence of Islamic State, and watch anxiously to see what not only Turkey will do, but also Assad's Syrian forces and the forces and proxies of both Iran and Iraq in the region. You'll hear lots of commentary now that oversimplifies this issue and blames Donald Trump for daring to withdraw his troops. This criticism comes from the same people often who cheered when Barack Obama withdrew from the region and complained when Trump intervened. There's no consistency for many of these people except their partisanship. Most of them still condemn the Iraq invasion of 2003, in fact, Donald Trump among them. Yet now they want to argue that Donald Trump should keep forces on the ground there. The hypocrisy ought to be exposed, although this debate doesn't really help anyone on the ground, does it? For all the mistakes made in the post-invasion period, it's all too easy for the armchair critics to remember how much more stable the region looked after Iraq was consolidated under a fragile democratic government 7 or 8 years after the 2003 invasion. It's my very strong view, as someone who was involved in these issues, working for our Foreign Minister Alexander Downer at the time, that the worst mistake of this entire period was the full withdrawal of US troops that was completed in 2011 under Barack Obama. Having visited Iraq in 2003 and 2005 and seen what had occurred despite all the mistakes and bloodshed by the time Barack Obama became president in 2009, it was recklessly irresponsible of the global community and the US not to strike an ongoing agreement with Iraq to maintain a substantial US presence, under a UN mandate probably, to underwrite security in the region. What's unravelled since then in northern Iraq and Syria has been atrocious and tragic. We're still dealing with it now, and it looks like we're going to be doing so for years to come. Unless the international community can decide when and how to intervene and then show the fortitude to stay the course, we're never going to see lasting peace in the Middle East. So here we go again. Should the US stay or go? Is Trump the saviour or the problem? Is the US to be interventionist or isolationist? And what on earth will the UN and the Europeans do? The answers should be, of course, strategic, humanitarian, considered and consistent, but most often they're inconsistent, partisan, opportunistic and short-sighted. Don't expect much improvement anytime soon.